Hey, it's Justin from Deprogrammed. Do you like to talk about your favorite bands with your friends? Yeah, well, me too. Tune in every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. to hear us do just that. Only on our station, Radio Free Radio, RadioFradio.com.
Take 16.
It's the chocolate milk and waffle show. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get it on. Who are these guys? It's my theme music. Every good hero. Should have some.
Welcome in, here on Radio for Radio, go tell a friend. Went to Rail in Georgia, bring them in. We got so many things to talk about, so let's begin. Putting a highlight on local life on Thursdays, 8 at night. Hope you feeling alright, cause tonight we gon' get you right, yeah, show you right. We gon' laugh, joke, talk, rinse, repeat. We gon' keep it real chill, plus get deep. Ain't no topic off limits, no knock off a gimmick. 10 times out of 9, you'll be fine when we finish. We get talented, hard to get artists to target that audience. Talk accomplishments of those who get no acknowledgement. The studio be hot in the summertime, studio be cold in the winter. And know the chair a bit dusty, it be a throne we enter. Have a seat with us, chocolate milk and waffles, come and eat with us. 2 whole hours, turn your speakers up. And before we get it started, just repeat it thus. It's on chocolate milk and waffle show. It's the chocolate milk and waffle show. We got George, we got Terrell, we got milk, that's chocolate. We got beautiful buttery waffles, just the way your mama used to make them.
Crazy, crazy, crazy show. That's what it is. Okay, whatever. I can't.
Hello, Internet. We are back for another episode of the Chocolate Milk and Waffle Show on Radio
.com. Hakuna Matata.
Yeah. How's everybody feeling out there tonight? I do that every week. I forget that I'm not at the venue. I'm
I know,
programmed
right?
to do stage hosting. I will always do that.
But you notice I stay silent because that's the same way I do. I'm just like, yeah. How y'all feeling tonight? Forget y'all. I'm like you anyway. What's up, James?
What's going on?
We are here with James Bain, newly published author of a poetry collection called Gallimaufry.
Thank you.
Oh, that's how you pronounce it?
I believe so. Did I say that correctly?
I was like Galifianakis.
Gallimaufry.
We'll get into what that means
Can I get
later.
a little? I can barely hear myself. I don't know if it's because this fan is behind me or
Somebody might be happy about that somewhere.
probably. Hello.
That's better. It's come from the diaphragm.
All right, there we go.
From the
I
pits of
think
your
that's a little
belly.
bit better.
Speak from your soul.
All right. So, as always, we're going to kick the evening off with a couple announcements about what we got going on in the community. Terrell, you want to start?
Best thing I can say is tomorrow night, Arts Out Loud, Bala Fusion, 3877 Holland Road. We will be presenting our Soul to Soul, which will happen. This guy right here will be there. He'll be there saying some stuff, I guess. We're also going to have Teardrop. I'm still concerned about that.
You should be.
Yeah, we're going to have Teardrop, feature the artwork of Rhonda the Thought Healer. And I think I'm missing somebody. Ooh, let me see. James, Teardrop, Rhonda. Whoever the other person is, please forgive me. It's just like, because I haven't had a phone in like a month. So my social media presence has like been slacking and lacking. So forgive me, whoever you are.
Well, let's see. Tomorrow at the venue, if you can't make it to Arts Out Loud, we've got our second installment of the Verbender's Poetry Slam, very cleverly titled Slam Timber, hosted by Katrina Hurricane Solar. And from here on out, after this one on Friday, after tomorrow night, they will be on the first Wednesday of every month, with the hope being that we can put together a local adult slam team.
Adult slam.
On Saturday, I'm super duper excited because the venue's having their very first film festival, and the theme for this particular one is the Geek Film Festival. We've got a lot of fan-made films, independent films of and relating to everything geek. We also have Martin Phillips coming out to be a special guest comedian, and the artwork of Ernest Flores. If you haven't seen Ernest's artwork, you really need to come out and check him out. He'll be having some stuff up there for sale. And then on Sunday, like we have on the last Sunday of every month at the venue, we've got feature Sundays, and we've got a stellar lineup this month. Very quickly, we have Xavier Rodriguez, a.k.a. B-Boy Sabi, doing some poetry. We have a dance video by one of our former guests of CMW, Natalia Ramos. We have the visual artwork of Tazway Sweet on display, the comedy of Jordan Romero, as well as newly added to the lineup, Derek Brooks, and poetry from Tom Level, who is making his comeback to the feature scene out here. He's been on a bit of a hiatus for a couple of months, and we're happy to have him back. And I think that about covers everything. Of course, every Monday we got open mic.
Definitely. Oh yeah, I feel so bad now, man. Next guests are actually Black Lion Insurgents.
Ah, yes.
Former guests, so I'm looking forward to seeing them.
They're gonna put on a
And
dope
also,
show.
just to give you guys a heads up, I just happened to do Soul to Soul the night that Marquita will be away, so we will not have any responsible adult supervision tomorrow night.
Oh boy.
It will be Gorilla Will and I will be hosting together. And more than likely, Norman will be in the building, so anybody knows what that's. Also, tomorrow will actually be our last Arts Out Loud for the year, because next month, October 22nd, we will be at the Sadler Center for our annual event for annual anniversary for Bala Fusion 3-year anniversary. We will be at the Sadler Center October 22nd. So go to Bala Fusion, BAILAFUZION.com for more information and for ordering your tickets. So after that, after tomorrow night, Arts Out Loud is done until January.
And it may be a bit premature, but on the last Thursday of October, we will be doing CMW's very first Halloween special on air.
There's no premature in that. I think we're both excited for that.
I'm super
one.
excited. We have local paranormal investigators on the show, which I'm super excited about. Our playlist is going to be a Halloween playlist. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff, but where you guys are involved is start preparing now, because we'd like to have you guys call in and share maybe some scary stories of something you've experienced dealing with the supernatural, or perhaps just a ghost story you wrote or something creepy. Basically, we'll have an on-air open mic, all Halloween related, on the last Thursday of October, which I want to say is the 27th, if I'm not mistaken.
So. And if you've ever had a conversation with Kanye West, call in.
Yeah, because it couldn't get any scarier than that. Well, maybe Trump. That's probably pretty terrifying.
Probably so.
Yeah. So we are here with our guest this week, James.
He's shaking his head like, why did
Bane.
I say? He's like, why did I say yes to this?
Why did I sign up for this shit? What did I do?
Why?
What did I do?
Great topic.
What's good, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Does you have a script with you?
No. It's
Oh,
just a couple of announcements.
Oh, a couple of announcements.
Hey,
speak up a little bit. Bring the mic closer to you.
I have to kind of speak directly into it.
He got his. He got his sus. That ain't no cold. That's his sexy voice. Yeah. This is my radio voice, girl.
He's using his quiet storm voice.
Yeah, what's your name is? This is James Bane.
No, like I said, this is James. James Bane. You guys know me. Thank you for all my listeners and readers listening in with us tonight. Let's go. Let's do it.
All right.
You said
you had a
get
couple
some announcements, man.
Oh.
Yeah, let's get the business out the way, then we can have some fun.
Well, all my bibliophiles out there, all my book lovers, it's an art book fair at Slover Library this weekend, Saturday. So before you go to the Geek Festival, Film Festival at the venue, you should check it out. It's at Slover Library, and they have comic books, magazines, books, local artists will have their art on display and for sale there as well.
Nice.
That's from 10 to 5 this Saturday.
And where? That's at the Slover Library.
That's at the Slover Library.
Where is that?
Yeah,
It's in Norfolk.
Oh, it's in Norfolk? Okay.
Never heard of Slover Library.
Slover Library.
So swing by there, pick you up a couple comic books, and then get your geek on over
Grab
at the
you some
venue.
books and then head to the venue, you know.
Are these like used comic books or new comic books?
Who cares?
No, they have both. It's a book fair.
Hey, some people, man, they
Man, shit. I don't care.
Is that a mint condition?
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind a
Oh, I don't, because I love reading them.
not so mint comic book.
If you're
Yeah.
buying new
Read
comic
on
books, like comic books that are currently being printed and written,
Mhm.
you're not buying them for collector's value
No.
because they're printed by the millions, so
Yeah.
they have zero worth. Like even anything from the 90s, there was a period in time where they were mass producing comic books on such a grand scale that there's no rarity. Spawn #1 you can probably get for like $5-6.
Well,
like,
actually,
Hey, don't rain on the parade, guys.
What'd you say?
I mean, I still love the comics, but
yeah. Well, see, this is the thing. Like when DC came up with the 52s, they not when specifically. If I wanted to pick this a specific series, I'd say when they came out with Injustice, when they came out with the Injustice series, they did do a smaller print in that. They didn't expect it to be as big as they did, so they had to reprint the Injustice, the first 3 books, like 3 different times. Which it's like I got the first issue, but it was like I have to wait like 2-3 months before I got the second and third because people were just buying them just that quick. So that was one of those very rare occasions where this day and age, where you got that limited first print of them.
Right.
But other than that,
I can't remember the last time I read a new comic. I went back and for my birthday I got a hardback cover of The Killing Joke. So I went back and reread that.
I still need to get that.
That's last time I read a comic. And I got this really sweet collection of Edgar Allan Poe's poetry, but translated into graphic novel form.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
that
sweet.
sounds hot.
It was on the bargain shelf at Barnes & Noble's for like $6.
Oh, yeah.
That
I
sounds
couldn't walk past that.
We could talk about geek stuff all day.
All day long, all day long. I mean, we're sitting here with a man who goes by the name of Bane.
Where did you get a hardcover Killing Joke from?
I don't know. Sarah got it for me for Christmas.
Nice.
Or not for Christmas, for my birthday. Yeah, I don't know. It was a present.
Yeah.
I think you can pretty much get it anywhere.
What do you say?
I said the little cartoon movie was almost pretty much similar to the book. They had a few scenes like mixed up or whatever.
See, a lot of
pretty much
people
spot on.
all that stuff at the beginning with Batgirl, like her thing with Batman. A lot of people are like, oh, that wasn't in The Killing Joke, and they added that. Yes and no. No, it wasn't in The Killing Joke, but it was in the Batgirl comic that was intentionally written to lead into The Killing Joke. Because DC knew what Miller was planning to do to Batgirl in The Killing Joke, they had to justify that somehow.
Yeah.
So they and it just happened to work out that one particular issue of Batgirl helped make The Killing Joke anime a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Which it needed to be a little longer otherwise.
Yeah, people trip me out.
But I loved it. I
That
thought
never
it was great.
happened. They made that up. No, it did happen.
They did happen. Just
You
not
just
in The Killing
didn't
Joke.
see it
Yeah.
or read
I
it.
mean, in any case. So, we keep getting off subject. I keep trying to bring it back to you.
No, you're fine.
Let's talk a little bit about who you are. Why don't you introduce yourself to the audience out there who doesn't know who James Bane is?
My name is James. I go by James Bane on stage. It's pretty much a metaphor for, if you're familiar with Bane, the comic book character, he gets all juiced up on this venom and he becomes a superhuman, character. But without it, he could just walk past and you wouldn't know that it was him. So, I don't know. It's not really a superhero. It's not really a villain. He's just a guy that, depending on where the camera is placed at, he could be the bad guy, but he's not really there for bad intentions until he became, like a mercenary and stuff.
So, if
Which
you
you
had to
have.
describe what your equivalent of that serum is,
I think the reason I chose that was just comic book influence as a child. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't even see the movie version of Bane until maybe like 3 weeks ago. So.
Which movie version?
The Batman movie.
I'm saying the
Oh,
campy
not-
one
not
or
with Tommy Lee Jones.
oh gosh.
oh God! Look, I actually pretend that those two movies didn't exist.
Man, it's Joel Schumacher.
The Joel Schumacher movies were
I mean,
terrible.
You got
they
to
were
give him at
horrible.
least one flop.
He had two, and they were
He
both
said at least
Batman
one.
films.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one fully yet. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's Uma Thurman in there, man. You got
That was the only saving grace of that film. And Jim Carrey as the Riddler was probably one of the best villain castings that I think I've ever seen. He was perfect for the Riddler.
Yeah.
Although Jim Parsons, Sheldon from Big Bang,
Mhm.
is rumored to have said that he would like to play the Riddler. I think he'd be a pretty good
Yeah, he
Riddler.
has some. Somebody grabbed him up for a comic book role, doesn't he? Jim Parsons, isn't he in something coming up?
Is he?
I heard
I
so.
couldn't
don't
tell
know.
you.
Unless he was
I'd like
interested in
to.
trying to get one.
I heard he wanted to be Riddler.
Okay.
He was
Yeah,
asked.
I did hear
you know,
that. I did hear
if
that.
you could play any comic book character, who would it be? And I think he said Riddler. And I think he'd be great. I think he'd be an awesome Riddler. But I also thought William Dafoe would have been a better Joker.
We have a caller?
Of course.
All right.
We've got a caller.
Go ahead, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Man, I'm calling from my motherfucking vehicle. It's 7, a.k.a.
Yo.
the Alpha Wolf. I'm out here.
Yeah.
How, baby?
What's going on with you, man?
What's good in the hood?
Shit, man. I had to call in and show my love, man, see what's going on. And you got to speak up, too, man. You always got the R&B cool cat daddy voice.
Thank you.
Shit, man.
He talking about I'm getting over
I
a
told you
cold.
guys I'm getting over a cold.
Whatever, man.
This is all.
This for all the ladies that's listening. This is Jay.
You already know
My
that
man.
my poems aren't even
Yeah,
lined
keep
up
that.
like
Keep the
that.
mic right, like literally right in front of your mouth. Like,
Poems
Yeah,
aren't
my
even
man
lined
got
up
the
like that.
permanent cheap sweat hotel R&B voice, man. He's smoother than whatever you spread on your bagel. Like, this a cool ass cat, man. You can't hear half of what he's saying though.
I don't
man.
see how you guys mixed up smooth and raspy.
Smooth it.
But, all right, I got you though. I'll speak up. What's going on with you,
Nope.
Seven?
Man, same old shit, different toilet paper. I just
Indeed.
got finished filming for episode 5 of the little web series I'm shooting
Okay.
called No Way Out. Yeah, so that was episode 5. So episode 4 is out now.
Okay.
Y'all probably haven't really been checking it out because I ain't really been sharing it much. But
What's up?
You should run them
probably share
concurrent.
it.
You should run them concurrently for all the
Yeah.
the listeners that are listening now, and
like the R. Kelly trapped
you
in
know
the closet.
when you bump them, they
Yeah.
you know how the algorithm crap works, man.
man, it's funny, man. It's wild too. Y'all should check it out, man. It's called No Way Out.
That was a nice video that you posted the other day too. Everybody check out Seven's new video, Like Me.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite songs, period.
It's a good song.
That messed me up when Terrell said that too, man. He was like, "Yo, this is my favorite song." I was like,
Yo,
"What?"
how did that mess you up, man?
Because I didn't, like a lot of people like me, but to me, I don't see it because it's like really repetitive and I didn't flex my lyrical ability at all on it. You know what I'm saying? It was real basic, but it was basic for a reason.
Exactly.
I think your audience understands that.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. You know,
But yeah, that fucked me up. I was like, "What? This your favorite song?"
Yeah, that's one of my favorite joints, man.
No question, man. I'm working on, man. I'm addicted to recording now, yo. I'm about to have a video for every song I drop. Y'all think I'm playing?
I think you're Beyonce now.
Yeah, I'm about to drop a
Seven-on-say.
visual album
Call
on
him
my
Seven-on-say.
Beyonce shit.
Savant
It's gonna be crazy.
Savant.
7-8.
I'm gonna start showing up at open mics like, I'm gonna let you finish, but I got the hottest video.
Yo, who's
right
in the
now.
background?
Probably
No
Diamond or Boy.
question. But I'm gonna let y'all do your thing, man. I just wanted to call in and talk my shit. You know how I do.
Thank you,
Wolfpack,
Seven.
baby. It's the
All
Equinox.
right,
Howl at
Wolfpack,
that.
you already know.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Now,
Peace.
you were kind of leading into how Bane is as a person. How do you attribute? I think I got what you were saying, but how you attribute the character Bane to you?
Well, like I said, it's not really. He doesn't really have like a duality life like most villains. You know, you press the button and then that's what happens. He just gasses up off of his juice. So I think that the juice, I synonymize the juice with, libations and such, and this pen that I've found, a likeness to. It helps me push out whatever I need to, push out.
Okay.
Some of them gel into pieces, but I don't think it's really for that. It's just,
Let's talk a little bit about your story as a writer. How long have you been writing? Do you remember the first time you sat down and wrote
Do you
something?
remember the first time?
Were you one of those like you've been writing since you were a little
Well, like,
kid
English
and
was
can't
my-
pinpoint it type thing?
Well, how you remember certain pieces of your childhood. I can remember what my English 3rd grade book looked like. I can probably draw it like
Wow.
photographic memory type thing. And English was always like one of my favorite subjects besides science, and found a love for history through how they do you with the social studies and stuff through grade school. So yeah, English and short stories at first, and I can remember when you got to the poetry part of the curriculum, it was always I would always like fervently go into the assignment or whatever, and it kind of stuck with me. I can still find old assignments, 6th, 7th grade, crazy little ditties or poems, stuff that teachers assign you and you do. So I guess it evolved into this, and then they say all poets, quote unquote, have scars. So got a few of those or whatever, and I guess when you heal up, this is what becomes of that.
You're an MC too, though, didn't you? Was your background in hip hop first, or were you writing poems first?
Well, my father was a DJ, so I used to sit and listen to him scratch, cut, blend, mix, and that was he was in the Corps, but that was his pastime. He used to DJ for the O Club and the Staff Club and family events and cookouts, and wherever he was contracted to do, he would do it. And I would sit there, or I would help him, and basically like be a roadie, grab equipment, grab wires and stuff, and just sit and absorb it. So I would say all music, not just hip hop, but the MC stuff. That's where you find your niche, in the urban setting to do whatever. That's what you're influenced most by. But like my parents, they love all genres of music.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So and then that transitioned into poetry.
Yeah.
At what point did you say, you know what, I think I want to try this spoken word thing?
Well, I don't want to say like every poet has a tragic situation that turned them into this, but
I think that's somewhat true on some level.
True.
Maybe not every, because that's a gross generalization, but I think close.
Yeah, it seems like a gross generalization or something cliche, but it's probably not. But well, since you asked, I used to be in a rap group called Double Up. We made one like album mixtape per se, and it was just crazy the turn of events. Like if anyone is out there listening, they know Dexter and Travis, 2 guys that I went to high school with, and like the universe just turned Ari for all 3 of us within like a span of 3 years. Dexter, he's in remission right now. He's beat lymphoma, but he still has to cope with that.
Mm-hmm.
Travis, he took a bullet to the jaw, and he had to be Nightingale to Norfolk, and they patched them together, and that happened. And then I unfortunately was a victim of a potential robbery, and I was shot as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hey, I've known you all these years, and I didn't really know.
I don't even, that's not something I speak about.
Mm-hmm.
But it's right here, a couple inches under the heart or whatever. And it came through a door, so that's what happens. It was a string of robberies in that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So our house was, I guess, one of them that I guess they were casing or whatever.
Wow.
Turned out to be like a weird string of like these guys who like knock on your doors for magazines and all that stuff. And they were somehow linked with it or whatever. It's a big story or whatever. But Newport News. Yeah.
So those things happened.
Yeah.
And
was in the hospital for, had some nerve damage or whatever. And I remember when I came out of the hospital, I wrote, it's something that I used to use as an intro in the venue. And after I wrote that was about it. The raps, they didn't come, or they would come staccato like 4 bars or 2 bars, but never with like the intent of like a 16 song structured verse, you know what I mean? And then you have 3 of them and you put them, interlink them into a song. It never started coming like that. And then on my birthday, I just had this whim to like check out stuff to do, and saw that there was this thing at I think it was called Montego's, and Godchild was the host. And when I went there, he wasn't hosting that night, but there was these 3 guys that two guys and a female, and they were just so good. And I had like this stuff, like I had put 40 bars on a piece of paper, whatever. But they were just so good, I couldn't even attempt, So the next week I came again, and then after that I found Poetic Expressions in Hampton online, and that's where I met Mr. Speaker, and that's how I met you, and that's how we're here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it never really went back. Hip hop was always like, not necessarily like a crutch, but I mean, I write 16s or song stuff or whatever, but I'm in my 30s. It's,
Yeah. Hip hop's a young man's game. I feel you on that.
And it's extremely saturated. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Not saying that now if you're not doing your work and your craft that you can't excel up out of it, but that's not really a scene that I'm fine. I did that,
Right.
Who was it that said, "Is this Christmas because everybody's rapping"? Was it Kwame?
I'm not sure.
I think it was Kwame that said that. Is this
That's
Christmas because
a hell of
everybody's
a
rapping?
quote, though. And you're right. It is saturated.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've seen it. I've done it. Try to promote at homecomings and all this, that, and the third, and actually do work and studio time and all this stuff, and it's great. If that's what you want to pursue, by all means, do it. But I don't think that's where the poetry boat ends. So I don't need that. But more power to anyone. It's all the same craft.
Yeah.
It's all writing. It's all under that big umbrella.
It's all the same.
Now, do you remember who the group was that kind of made you want to pause before you got back out there?
I'm not really sure I understand what you mean.
You said that there were two female, like two guys and a female that were rapping.
Oh no, they were totally separate.
Oh, they were separate.
It was kind of gospelish, and the other guys, their stage presence was just so perfect, and they were going like in a rotation. And I guess the host was a substitute for Godchild, so she kind of just let him rock, and everyone was just mesmerized,
Okay.
And I just sat there and watched, and I was like,
That's something. That's how a lot of first timers probably feel when they see you spit, though.
Well, I guess I'm just passing the torch. I came home.
It's a full circle type thing.
Yeah. I came home, got on. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about Def Poetry Jam or anything, or open mics or slams or any of that. I got online, whatever, and I saw Roscoe Burnham's name, and I think 13th of Nazareth's name popped up first. And those were the two poems that I watched. They were on YouTube. And I've been chasing legends ever since.
Okay.
Yeah, 13 is a beast.
Super beast.
Oh my God, he's got this poem called "Heaven for an Atheist."
Mm-hmm.
You were first time I heard it, we were in the same room together. Matter of fact,
so.
It was because Jeff Hewitt did that salute to the old school poetry event.
Yeah,
and it was like all us young cats were sitting in the corner together, and just watching these legends just go in, and we're just sitting there like in awe, in just utter amazement.
That guy, man, I don't.
13
something about that guy,
though.
man. I saw him do a piece called "Signs and Symbols," right? And I've always had a knack to have Figaro chains, like at least one on since like high school. So I'm sitting here at was it Fuzzy Wednesdays? It might have been the last Fuzzy Wednesdays, and 13th was on, and he did this piece called "Signs and Symbols," and it's about the state of the economical state of the United States and how it's backed on gold and this, that, and the third, and the power of the dollar or whatever. So I'm mesmerized by it, whatever. I go to work the next day, and this Figaro that I've had trusted on my neck for ages just pops. It breaks. I think it caught a handle of my forklift or something, but it broke, and it hit the ground. I never ever got it fixed. I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Huh.
Like hours later, it was like 8 hours after.
That says a lot about the power of spoken word.
It was weird. I mean, like, I've always had that thing, and like when it snapped, I didn't even inquire to go get it fixed. It's still broken.
Now, I'm one of those ones that you witnessed me do this before, that I'm always speaking of. I think sometimes we don't realize the power of our words. Like, it's like we get it out and we get off the mic and that's it. Has there ever been a moment where somebody said your words actually hit them like that? Like it really made them go back and think about certain things?
Yeah, this is. I've stopped questioning it because I would say in like maybe 9th or 10th grade, a group of friends and I started realizing it, and we started calling it the 24-hour mixtape. But basically, it's like the universe is always, it'll let you know that it's filming, or it'll let you know that it's backing you, or funding the film or whatever. And if you just sit back and watch, these things will happen. These things happen to me at least 4 to 7 times a week. I can't even, like, if I go past, date to date for a week, we would be here at least till like 10 o'clock. Every day it happens. But this is what happened this one time. This kid who I've never ever met comes into the venue with a guy. I don't know these guys. So I do my piece. I would say a week later, this kid who I don't know, I live in Newport News.
Mm-hmm.
This guy lives in Newport News. He comes in with the new addition. You know how like you get newbies at the job?
Mm-hmm.
He comes in with the new group of newbies a week after he sat behind me at the venue, right? So after his little orientation or whatever, he walks up to me and was like, I saw you, and there was 2 places I went into in Norfolk, and I know because I have to cross that bridge. So I'm like, was it at such and such? He was like, no. I was like, was it at the venue? He was like, yes. He was like, my brother just got out of prison. I would say maybe 3 weeks ago. He came with me and he saw the piece. I don't even remember what the piece was.
Pull the mic up to you.
I don't even remember what the piece was, but he was like, I've just been wanting him to do something different since he got out, and writing is what he used to do. And he was like, thank you, I appreciate you so much. And I was like, I couldn't even like,
yeah.
I'm not saying it's like routine and like monotonous, like you do a piece on stage and get off, but it had nothing at all. Like this guy just got out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably had a few things that he wanted to do on one side on his brain, and a few things he wanted to do on the other.
Yeah.
And it's possible that whatever I had said changed his path. It's crazy because his brother was sitting behind me. I don't know this guy, and he got a job where I work at the week after that and tapped me on my shoulder to tell me this.
Mm-hmm.
But with this 24-hour mixtape that I'm telling you about, I didn't even question it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It happens. It'll happen next week, something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when he said that, like it almost brought me to tears. Like, wow,
That's special.
yeah,
Yeah, because
It's crazy.
it's like you just see you. You don't see like I'm just James.
Mhm.
I don't see nothing big deal. Like this is my gift.
Yeah.
This is what I do. And like even with me, George has said some stuff to make me like, yo,
sit back and just
yeah,
wow.
and I love it. And I
Likewise
love it.
with like I think I've had those moments with just about everybody at one point or another. But continue. Sorry.
Oh, you're good, man.
Well, yeah, that was it.
So when you get these revelations or these moments like this, does it make you cherish your gift a lot more?
Well, I saw something recently that was like, don't bring attention to it because you bringing attention to it is actual energy, so you're altering it. But I think that I'm so immersed in it. I just want people to open it up because it's probably not just happening to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like the other day, I'll give you another example. You're not gonna believe this. This is Harvest Moon. This is Friday, right? Okay, you know how the world works. It's called Harvest Moon for a reason. Okay, it's Friday. A month ago, I had misplaced my bank card, so I went to, you know how you go get a temporary bank card. On the bank card, it has a date that it was not true. I guess it expires in 30 days, but I didn't know that because I'm looking at the date that's on this plastic card, right? So I'm at the Neon Festival. I enjoy myself at the Neon Festival, get a little hungry. The food trucks are about to leave, so I walk to Plaza Azteca. Order something basic. It's like $11. Me and the waitress are talking, and the bartender, she's going through a breakup, so she's talking about it, and like they're taking shots, whatever, like, you know, so she's trying to get the edge off, whatever. Everything's cool. So the bartender brings me back my card. It's like, hey, do you have another card? I'm like, no, it's my only card. You know what I'm saying? That's my bank card. So they bring it back, and it's like it's not picking up. So I'm like, I gotta go call the bank. As I'm walking out of the doors, a coworker that I know that I could have borrowed $20 from, I know this person, they work with me every day, was walking in the Plaza Azteca. I live in Newport News. I work in Fort Eustis. Okay, so that's one. So my brain was like, I'm okay, I don't need it, but I could have borrowed it from her. Went to the ATM, see if I can get the money. Came back, was like, I can't get it, I'll pay you back. She was like, it's not a problem, it's $11, I got you. So that was done. I walked to my car. It's parked kind of by Bob's gun shop. Check the mileage. I got about, I may make it home. You know, it's like that. I may make it home. Instantly, as I have this thought, I get an inbox from some of my friends like, hey, we're having a spades game. Trying to come? I'm like, okay, that's cool. Where's the address? They give me the address. I GPS it. It's right shy under how much mileage I have, right? So I'm like, okay. So I get in the car and I drive back to Newport News to the Spades game. First hand, I won 10 bucks. Second hand, I won 9 bucks. Okay, so we get drunk, saucy, whatever. And in the morning, as I'm going back to my car to get it to go to Bank of America, because I had strategically parked it in this person's house that's playing spades that is very close to Bank of America now, when I wake up now, I passed by the second coworker. His name is Lee. He works with me. He knows Wu-Tang like the back of his hand. He's probably listening right now. What's up, Lee? So I passed Lee. Lee's like, hey, man, I saw your car when I went to the, go get my mail. That's the second person I could have borrowed something from if the bank was jacked up. That's 2. I was like, no, I'm about to go to the bank. You know what I'm saying? It's right, 10:50. I got to go. So I get in the car, drive off. As I park in the bank, the person that does data at my job is right beside me in the parking, closer than him. So that's 3. That's 3 people, right? I go in the bank, get the new temporary card, come back outside. So I'm good now, but I still probably got like 0.7 miles of gas or whatever. So as I drive from Bank of America past Burlington Coal Factory, which I can see from Bank of America, I pass another coworker is coming out of Burlington Coal Factory. As I drive past the barbershop beside that, another coworker with her girlfriend's son, getting him an edge up. These 2 people do not know each other. And then, so that's 4 or 5 people. And as I turn the corner to go to the gas station, this woman I know named Miss Ethel is backing out of where I'm trolling into, waving at me. That's 6. This is like maybe 10 hours.
Wow.
Time. That's not supposed to, cosmically, number-wise, it's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, that's
Newport News is not that small.
Yeah.
The universe was like, hey, man, do you need 20 bucks?
Yeah.
And I'm a truck driver, and I drive around this area, and I really see the same people twice in 1 year.
Yeah. No
Seriously,
kidding.
man. If people
I don't think I've ever run into anybody from work outside of work.
I don't want to run into anybody from work
Yeah.
outside of work.
Too,
Yeah, I mean, coworkers, whatever. But just, how it happened like
No,
that.
my coworkers support Trump, so no.
I got a few who support Trump, but it's odd because they're the only ones at the job that I can talk politics with. Shots fired.
Yeah, that can happen.
You mean at least they have an opinion? Type thing?
No, like, I don't know. I'm not saying it's.
They have a form.
I have
opinion.
a few friends. My friend Dimitri, I can talk to him about politics. He might be listening. What's up, Dimitri? And a few of the ladies that I work with, but it's not. I'd rather have the conversation with the Trump guy.
Yeah, I got you.
At least his opinion is not gonna sway.
Yeah.
You're not really gaining anything if you're consistently having conversations with people that agree with everything.
Exactly.
You agree with. You know what I mean? You need that challenge, that push to. I think we should all find ourselves forced to defend our opinions at some point or another.
And he's a good referential guy. And I know some certain people don't like references. They know I'm big on references, but I can be like, Roe versus Wade or anything. You know what I mean? He knows. He's on it. So
Got you.
Yeah.
You see that video where the guy was interviewing a Trump supporter?
Oh, gosh.
And they asked him...
the 9/11?
Yeah, the 9/11 thing with Obama. He's like, I don't know, but I'd like to get to the bottom of that.
Have you guys...
You got to practice to get that stupid.
Yeah.
Like...
I don't know, man.
He doesn't know why.
It's a big bucket. It's like, the Palinko chip game or whatever.
Yeah, on a...
Trump's at the bottom. But there's different... These categories are different. You know what I'm saying? These Trump supporters are not like these. They probably don't like each other.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But they're attaching to a separate facet that Trump is pushing on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I saw this commercial the other day. The first time they played it, it was during the Oklahoma and Ohio State game, which is a huge rival game, right? Not supposed to be any like weird muckraking or crazy stuff. Have you guys seen the new NPR commercial?
No.
Okay, this is how it happens, right? You're a horror movie guy, so imagine a dark scene, right?
All right.
Now you know where the vitriol and all the hate speech and this, that, and the third is directed to. You know what the core audience is. Okay, so this woman, she's in her blouse or her nightgown or whatever. So she hears burglars downstairs. They show her face. She's startled. She's like, so she runs to a gun safe. Right, and it's like this slow music, and they're like, Hillary Clinton is a liar who got such and such. They're building up, right? So this woman, she's startled because she hears burglars downstairs, and she gets up. She goes to this gun safe, real neat gun safe. It's like you press your pressure, you know what I'm saying, your
Fingerprint.
fingerprint on it, and it opens up real slow. As it's opening up on this NPR commercial, there's no gun in it, and the safe starts to fade away, like comic book stuff, right? Like, like disappearing, like vaporizing, or you know what I'm saying, like going into unmaterializing or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's disintegrating in the thin air, and she's like, no, my gun's not in the safe, and the gun safe's disintegrating. So she reaches for the phone, and as she reaches for the phone, it slips out of her hand, and it's the like, Hillary Clinton will leave you defenseless, and the phone is falling. Phone is falling in slow motion, and like they stop it right before the phone, like I guess the phone's supposed to shatter on the ground or whatever. You have to watch this commercial, yo.
Is it
like,
NPR or NRA?
No, it's NRA. I'm sorry.
Oh, because I'm like NPR.
sorry,
That,
not
yeah,
that was kind of throwing me off. I'm like
NRA, but
like,
NPR has
NPR?
been getting on my nerves recently too. I don't know what's going on with those guys at NPR, man. If anybody's listening,
They're trying to be
man,
fair and balanced.
something's going on. Something wicked this way comes, and NPR might have gotten a check.
I would hate to think that.
But NRA, yeah, NRA commercial. Watch that.
That's funny.
I'm
crazy.
gonna have to look that one
I have
up.
to look it up on.
I think
YouTube.
I thought Justin
Is that it? Yeah, he
I was
pulled it
like,
up
Justin
on
is
YouTube.
Justin is.
He's gonna
It's
pull it
on.
up.
She'll call 911. Average response time, 11 minutes.
What? Why is she running
Too
like
late.
that?
She keeps a firearm in this safe for protection. But Hillary Clinton could take away her right to self-defense.
What the? Fuck?
And with Supreme Court Justice...
Was that a
Hillary
wolf?
can. Don't let
There
Hillary
was a
leave
wolf
you
out.
protected with nothing but a phone. The NRA Political Victory Fund is responsible for the...
That was a
content of
horror
this
movie,
advertising.
right?
That was, and that's the picture they're trying to paint.
Wow.
I mean, I think. Ugh.
But Hillary does scare me.
I mean,
they
no, I
both
didn't say
scare
Hillary
me.
didn't
like,
scare
neither
me.
Of them are both of them are horrible.
But
like,
did you just see that? I mean, like,
Yeah,
that has
that-
nothing to do with
I
Hillary scaring you
couldn't
or
see
not.
it, but hearing it was bad enough.
Yes. I mean, Hillary is, bad as well, but she's not going to make your gun disappear from its
Right.
safe.
You don't know. You don't
She's
know.
going to take her weapons.
I mean, that's what they
They
say about every
took our
Democratic.
jobs.
That's what the NRA says about every Democratic nominee, though. Like,
Thanks a lot, Obama.
Thanks,
everything's
Obama.
Obama's fault, including
Yeah.
9/11, even though he
Yeah.
wasn't president at the time.
You know, it's just,
Fucking jackass.
I don't know. Are we allowed to go? I don't know. It's just like,
You're allowed to do whatever you
I
want.
just-
It's
I
the
just-
internet.
Well, see, this is the one
no,
rule.
FCC? No, I'm just playing.
If we can't say, if we're going to say something bad, we can't say names according to what Justin tells me. We can't say a name if we say something bad.
No, we're good. We're good. Shout out to the sponsors. We keep everything up and running.
We got sponsors.
We are the sponsors.
Yeah.
Boy,
We're
other than
non-profit.
Bojangles.
Bo Jackson.
Oh God! Speaking of, we forgot to mention the
The
22nd.
heartache.
I don't know.
We-
It's just-
the
The heart
22nd.
attack Happy Meal.
I think people, the people that feel that way should just say what they want to say. Like, the 70s wasn't bad. I mean, wasn't good, and the 60s wasn't good. But when they said the N-word, you knew what they meant. You know what I mean? Like, it was cut and dry. They weren't, walking and dancing around thugs and this, that, and the third, and suspect. And it's just crazy now. Just
They use all these coded words and
Yeah,
all this
like, come
language
on,
to
man.
like, come on.
we made up code words. Now you want an uncode word?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
come
It's
on.
a part of Make America Great Again.
It's just crazy. Make America great when?
I mean, it's like when there's a
everybody knows.
riot over a football game, they're passionate sports fans. When it's a riot because an innocent black man got shot by police,
Yeah,
all of a sudden
looters.
we're a bunch of thugs and hooligans.
It's just, I don't know. I mean, like, if you don't understand the patriarchal, I mean, like, like, it's not even good. It's not even good for the women over there. Like, I don't know. Like, me and this feminist, we got into a big, long argument because she was mad because I said, you don't know what you're talking about. I got the right to vote before you did. She was just like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
As a black male, you got the right to vote before
Yeah.
females did.
I was
yeah.
like, realize the house that, you know what I'm saying? Realize the house that you keep, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are so many issues within the community that you should be addressing. And I know you understand mine because you get paid a quarter less than he does too. So, like, come on now. Like, this is a scale system, and you're right above me. So, like, come on now. Or we're even Stevens. You know that it's not even playing because of, didn't you just get the right to vote? Like, come on now. Where are these amendments lined up? I know how
Right.
to count. She was upset about that. Like, I was just like, hey, man,
people don't like their ideals challenged.
Nope.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's this cognitive dissonance where people, like we talked about this when Black Lion Insurgents were on the show. It's like some Trump supporters, they have to know, like, okay, I was with him in the beginning, and now he's really gone off the rails, and I don't know if I can stand behind him, but I don't want to look like that guy that's backing out. So I'm gonna continue to just basically ignore the fact that this shit is going on.
I know how people move. I remember right before the second the second term for Obama, and who said they were voting which way, and I know what happened when they went into that booth. Not necessarily the same thing. You know, you can't always watch for bumper stickers and all that stuff or whatever. And you know, you got these Dusty Bernie supporter stickers out now. Like, which way are they going? You know what I mean? Just gotta watch them. You know, you gotta watch folks.
I think it's pretty clear.
It's reactionary.
Hillary's
it's
gonna win this election, and
I
not really
know.
win it,
I
but
don't
she's
know.
gonna be the next president.
I don't know. You know, North Carolina is a teeter-tottering state, and you saw what Trump just said down there. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta watch him. You gotta watch these guys.
Trump is he's all of a sudden at the last minute trying to win over the black vote, talking about how the man's hands were up. I don't know. It looks like she was wrong.
That's
like,
just,
come on. All of a sudden now you were just saying you wanted to reinstill stop and frisk.
I mean,
which the Supreme Court deemed unconstitutional just 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
We know what was up with the stop and frisk. Yeah. But it's only a 12% vote. Like, black people aren't the reason that Barack Obama is in office. Like,
right.
It's only a 13% vote, and the highest number she could possibly add up. That's not the reason. So this is a reactionary to the second term. There is no way, shape, or form that Donald Trump would be a Republican contender if Mitt Romney or John McCain were in office right now. There's no way, shape, or form that the people that you see with Trump stickers and hats and stuff would be talking about this if he was trying to take the reins from Romney or McCain. No. It's reactionary to a black guy being in office.
I'm just counting down to the purge becoming a reality. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And that being said, I think that is the perfect segue into taking a break.
Let's take a break on the
You
purge.
guys start planning who you're going to purge against. We're going to go to a break. You're listening to the Chocolate Milk and Waffles Show on Radio F Radio.
Pull me 2 shots in this wig, they playing big. Another ratchet is a DJ scratch my itch. Come and tangle with me. You wanna dance in the ditch, your handle a fifth, a handful of samples. Stomp like a ball, spit fire like Cooper. Fatty got me chicky, I laughing like Buddha. Terminate your kindergartners, give honor to tumor. Hit the pussy so deep, lift the common sutures.
On him 10 toes, chain high, chest out, just about. All want him die like T-Dog, get the best out. Goons pull the rest out, bitches pull their breasts out. Ain't no better time than right now to vex out. When him high, lyrics him let them fly. Slim guy, yes now's the motto that him live by. From VA to NY, the AZ to FLA. His footprints where them tech shells lay, so we can talk to you. Too down, too up, too down, too up, too down, too up, too down.
Right hand 2 up, left hand 2 down. Big bad bang, huff puff, blow the booth down. Bring your lighters, boy, stinky Buddha smelling too loud. Level up my voice a little, put both them cues down. Sneak into your cerebellum, even thoughts of shootout. A Boosie Collins busting off and the mama drew down. When the right poems, brains is loaded with a few rounds. But put me in the studio, I get to shoot at you.
Better than Norfolk, crazy motherfucker named Godchild. With a VA fitted, drinking a long owl. Brainstorm material, a cloud form. Abnorm, getting my Doctor Strange on. You marvel at the skill, technique, and work ethic. I perfect the elocution on stage and on record. Could spit a message, or simply just wreck it, or sometimes the effort and give us some of that next shit.
I too down. It's the queen. I see the crown. When she step on the scene, just know what's going down. Yes, what's going down. Yes, what's going down. Dedicated and I'm reminiscing on them days I played hot scotch on the block with the phone wire. Even then, the bars were certified top-notch. Beat girl, you can check out their tie.
Don't do the world like that, baby. Two up, motherfucking two down. We in here, on the map. East Coast.
Strip, skin broke, bones from broken backs. Tongue missing, facial features don't even match. These cats all garbage. From where the bootleg live, we give it shot for shot. Like a bootleg crib. On the low, no 6'4", but tragic. Get jammed up like 6'4" traffic. They spotted, then croak. You nab like blue crabs, get steamed and then smoke.
Shit.
Hey, it's Justin from Deprogram. Do you like to talk about your favorite bands with your friends? Yeah, well, me too. Tune in every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. to hear us do just that. Only on our station, Radio Free Radio, RadioFradio.com.
Hey, Justin, I was just thinking that there's no better way to advertise that hashtag WrestlePals is moving to 10 p.m. every Monday on Radio Free Radio, RadioFradio.com, than to cut our own wrestling-style promo. Do it!
Monday nights at 10 p.m. Hashtag WrestlePals take the airwaves. And they're going to talk wrestling with you. If you want to call in, you can call 757-848-5920. Can you feel that? Feel the WrestlePals power coursing through your veins! Ah!
I think you just had an aneurysm. That's hashtag WrestlePals every Monday, 10 p.m. Radio Free Radio, RadioFradio.com.
Take 16.
It's the chocolate milk and waffle show. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get it on. Who are these guys? It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
Welcome in, here on Radio for Radio, go tell a friend. Went to Raleigh, Georgia, bring them in. We got so many things to talk about, so let's begin. Putting the highlight on local life on Thursdays, 8 at night. Hope you feeling alright, cause tonight we gon' get you right, yeah, show you right. We gon' laugh, joke, talk, rinse, repeat. We gon' keep it real chill, plus get deep. Ain't no topic off limits, no knock off a gimmick. 10 times out of 9, you'll be fine when we finish. We get talented, hard to get artists to target that audience. Talk accomplishments of those who get no acknowledgement. The studio be hot in the summertime, studio be cold in the winter. And know the chair a bit dusty, it be a throne we enter. Have a seat with us, chocolate milk and waffles, come and eat with us. 2 whole hours, turn your speakers up. And before we get it started, just repeat it thus. It's old chocolate milk and waffle show. It's the chocolate milk and waffle show. We got George, we got Terrell, we got milk, that's chocolate. We got beautiful buttery waffles, just the way your mama used to make them.
Crazy, crazy, crazy show. That's what it is. Okay, whatever. I can't.
And we're back.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. He's like, are we?
I thought we were still waiting on the intro to come on.
That was the intro ending.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we have been enjoying conversation without you guys, listeners.
Yeah, definitely.
We apologize deeply. It's probably
Did you record that?
the conversation we were having off mic. You didn't? Oh, okay.
Good. I think before we went up, we were saying who would we go after first in the purge.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I ain't going to say out loud. I don't want them prepared.
Say he doesn't want them prepared.
What? Element of surprise.
Those darn Eskimos.
I think if Trump becomes president, there will be a purge.
Dude, I'm serious.
That guy, he just looks like a purgy ass type of dude, man. Like,
I'm a guy who's about policy. Like, you got to be able, like, there's so many people that have jobs that they're not really qualified for. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys know a boss who's an idiot, right? I don't know how he got in this position without a degree or whatever, but if I walk up onto you, Trump, and ask you a question about policy, you have to be able to answer it eye to eye. Like, you can't jitter for papers or anything, your spokesperson or the Secretary of Defense or nothing. Like, you have to be able to answer it. And honestly, I don't think that he can answer any questions that you can draw up right now about policy.
Nope. Now, let's go. I want to ask, how did you actually get into comic books?
That's a wild story. This is one of those memories, like, I can remember my how my English book used to look. I had a friend, and I believe that his name was Matthew, and all he had was comic books, and I might have been like in possibly the 2nd grade, and I had just moved to we lived on base housing.
Mhm.
My father was in the Marine Corps for a period of time of my adolescence, and all he had was comic books. Matthew's probably the first person to give me one, and it rolled like that ever since. After it was not base housing is different. I've seen how children live out here, and maybe it was because it was the 90s and the 80s or whatever, and that doesn't exist anymore. But it's really interpersonal with my friends, you know. And then the next friend that I had that I remember was named Jason. Jason was half Japanese, and Jason had everything that you can imagine Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, but Dragon Ball wise.
Yeah, wow.
Everything. You know what I mean? I'm reading books backwards, you know what I mean? I'm looking at the real comic books. He has the tapes dubbed because they dub stuff for the bases over there in English, but it's not the BS dubs, it's the real dubs. Like someone who knows Japanese did this.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like 4 people's voices, you know what I mean? Like the real stuff. So that was that. So that was how the anime and manga came. And then just after that, I kind of had it on my own. I was buying comic books, and we had a comic book store that was right off base, and I used to spend my allowance, my little savings in there. And I remember they used to have this Monopoly game, and you pay a little money or whatever, you get to roll the dice, and whatever you land on, well, it usually be like, you know, number 1 issue or this, that, and the third, something cheap, something expensive. You win something from here, win a toy, and that's kind of how, you know. And you know how comic book shops are. You know, you're looking as a kid and you see all this stuff.
Yeah.
And another thing that turned me on was Captain America vs. the Avengers video game, Coin-Op.
Oh wow! Was that the one that had Hawkeye and
It was Hawkeye,
Black
Vision.
Widow?
I don't know about Black Widow. I think it was
Not Black Widow.
Hawkeye, Vision, Cap, and Iron Man.
I thought there was a female in that game, and it wasn't.
I think
Black
it was
Widow.
redone multiple times. Though.
Okay.
There probably were several versions because there was like Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah, because I
Marvel
remember.
versus SNK.
Oh no! You say you say.
No, it was Captain America and Avengers.
Right.
That's what it was.
It was a side scroller.
Was Submariner in it?
Yeah, it was a side scroller.
Was Submariner in it?
Right.
Submariner wasn't one of them.
Okay, I do remember Submariner
That was the
being in one of
Avengers,
them.
wasn't it?
Because they were like,
That was the Avengers, right?
I can't remember which one it was, but that was a ugly looking game.
Yeah, he was cheesy.
I would still play it though. I would still play
To this
it.
day.
But what was the first series that actually you fell in love with when it came to comic books?
I think as a kid, if you're a Marvel kid, you fall in love with Spider-Man first. It's kind of like that's what you do.
Yeah, I think so too.
When I first started, when I bought my own series, I started having a knack for buying number 1s. You know what I mean? And I think the first characters I really fell in love with was Moon Knight.
Oh God,
Darkhawk.
Moon Knight.
He is so
Knight
underrated,
Thrasher.
dude.
So Moon Knight is
give
one
you
of the
all the
most
underrated guys.
slept-on characters, and like
Darkhawk is one of the most slept-on characters.
I'm trying to think of Darkhawk.
Mega dope.
Darkhawk. I know Shadowhawk from
Yeah, I remember
Image
Shadowhawk.
Comics.
Yeah, I remember Shadowhawk.
I don't know. If
Hold
I
up,
know
Darkhawk, was he the one that had the blue uniform with the diamond in the middle?
Yeah, he found
With
the
the triangle up. Yeah,
he
okay.
found the diamond from, I believe it was like a pyramid or something. Kind of like Moon Knight's story.
Yeah, he was almost like their replacement for Rom in a sense to me.
Moon Knight was like literally insane though. Like
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Very-
He was clinically diagnosed. He was crazy.
That's why he was dope.
Yeah.
Now, rumor has it that he will appear during the Defender series.
I would
Rumor
love to
has
see
it
him.
he has a show coming out.
And I think
Moon
that's
Knight?
yeah.
Yes.
So I think
She-Hulk.
Let it go to Netflix.
Yeah,
She-Hulk.
after
Oh my
if he appears in the Defender series, that he's going to spin off into his own series.
Oh man, don't play with my
It was
heart.
4 people that they announced, but She-Hulk was one, Moon Knight was another. I can't remember the others.
I always said Moon Knight was like if Batman and Joker were combined, because he had all the gadgets and all the shit like Batman, but he was psycho. He was a lunatic.
Look how his video game characters used to be, you know, and just off the charts. Moon Knight will always have a revered place in my comic book heart.
I got a really dope. I think it was a 3-issue series, and I have them all. It was him and Punisher team up
Oh, I could imagine that.
over the course of like 3 or 4 issues. I can't recall.
I think I have that
still
card.
have them.
Remember when the Flair cards they had the
I,
battle?
Yeah.
I still have a lot of my Flair cards.
Yeah.
I have
the
all
I have
of
the
them.
95, 94 series.
I have series 1
That's
through
before I
4
got
complete
cheesy.
on the Marvel cards.
Yeah.
All 4 of those.
Oh.
I have the first
Those are
X-Men
the pretty
series
ones,
complete.
though.
Yeah, I got the
the
Hildebrand
Ghost Rider
Brothers
series.
4 is the one where they start interlinking, right?
Yeah.
4 is the one where they used actual paintings.
Was that the
with the
Hildebrand
blue
brothers?
background.
I know the Hildebrand brothers did a series. I have that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who did what.
I think it's 5. You can add up all 9 cards and it's one big picture.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then no.
So 4 is.
I know
the
the X-Men had 9 cards that
Mm-hmm.
did that, but it wasn't the entire series.
No, the entire series was like that.
I got the Ghost Rider joint with all 10 of the glow in the dark cards. I got the X-Men hologram cards, and they're worthless.
Yeah.
They are absolutely worthless. We spent every penny of we would not eat at lunch at school to buy Marvel cards. And now it's like you can get the whole set for like $16.
I stole mine. I stole mine. I didn't pay for them.
Do you remember that feeling though when you open up those packs, man?
Yeah.
Were you ever lucky enough to buy a straight up foil pack and get the hologram in the pack? Not like I'm talking about like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory golden ticket status.
Opening this right
not
in
like
the middle.
You went,
like,
not like
bam!
oh damn, I really want the Ghost Rider hologram. I'm gonna just buy it.
I got the Michael Jordan MVP.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got the Shaq rookie card.
Really?
Yeah.
In a pack. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the
and I still have
got
it.
my it was the Magneto hologram from the X-Men
Yeah.
series. I got that in the pack. And then the rest of them I would end up like trading neighborhood kids.
You don't want to end up going home and
holograms.
see which cards I still have in my box.
I got
that
tons of
series had
shit,
a lot of holograms though.
Yeah.
I got the
But see, you
Gremlins
gotta
card
remember-
series.
You got to remember
both
at that
movies,
time,
Ghostbusters.
That's when everybody was doing the
all that
hologram
shit.
covers and everything.
Yeah.
Look like
yeah,
when,
it was gimmick.
Yeah,
it was
when
all
it-
gimmicky.
It was gimmicky, but it was cute.
When
Yeah.
X-Men did the Fatal Attraction thing, when Magneto ripped the adamantium off of Wolverine bones and stuff.
Yeah, like
That was-
speaking of Wolverine issue 50, the first appearance of Shiva, the cover was made like a document file, and it had 3 slashes.
Oh gosh, I remember
in
that.
the cover,
Yeah.
like that you could see through into the actual comic. Really cool shit they used to do. The,
Yeah, I remember I had a Force Works
embossed
one
covers.
like that.
They started doing that.
Force Works.
Yeah. And what if Wolverine killed? What if Hulk killed Wolverine was like that?
Yeah, my brother actually had the first appearance of Wolverine and didn't realize it.
Wow.
Like chilling in a crate. And I'm telling him, like, dude, you have the first appearance of Wolverine. No, I don't. I just got a bunch of Incredible Hulk comic books. Because he was real big on Incredible Hulk. And he was like, I just got a bunch of Incredible Hulk comic books. I'm like, look, I'm like, dude, you have one where it says it's Wolverine. I'm like, it's Hulk. I mean, it's Hulk versus Wendigo. And it said whoever wins gets to fight the Wolverine. I'm like, that's
Wolverine's
the
on
first
bottom,
appearance. I'm like, that's the first appearance of Wolverine. He's like, no, it's not. I'm
That
like,
comic's
dude,
worth a
yes,
lot
it
of
That
is.
one and the comic book after that.
And he had it like just chilling at the bottom of a crate, folded up and everything. I was like, wow. He was like, he never realized it.
Yeah.
Man,
That happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Nostalgia, man.
Yeah.
yeah, but some of this nostalgia can send your kids to college nowadays. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Come
Like,
across the right one.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like, no bullshit. Like, okay, you know, I'm a toy collector. I have a massive collection of vintage toys. Well, to make room for new stuff in the collection, I got a bunch of stuff together and I took it to a collector. On the way there, Sarah asked me, she's like, "So, how much do you think you'll get for it?" I kind of take a glance in the back seat at it. I'm like, $50, $60, because he's not going to give me retail. You know what I mean?
Definitely not,
Definitely
yeah.
not going to give me retail. But I had Castle Grayskull, Snake Mountain was in the mix,
I
a
got
bunch of
both of those.
McFarlane
Well, I had both of
figures,
those.
tons of shit. So I give him the stuff, and the guy's real fair. If you guys ever want to sell or buy vintage toys, go see the Toy Meister at the Bonnie Road Antique Mall upstairs. He is the best in the area, hands down.
Okay.
But he's straight up. He's like, you know, I'd like to hold on to it for a while so that I can research the stuff. That way, you're getting a fair price, and I'm not, you know, jerking myself too. Though, so it's fair for both of us. So I bring him the stuff. He's like, give me like 30, 45 minutes. So I'm like, cool. His store is huge. Me and Sarah go get lost in the store looking at everything. It's mad organized by, it's like Star Wars stuff, Batman, Iron Man. It's like straight up organized, super organized. He comes and finds me like 30 minutes later, and he's like, I can do 160. I was like, okay, cool. I could definitely take 160. So I say all that to say, like, you never know what you got in your closet. I found a stuffed Gizmo doll with still tags at a thrift store for $1.25.
Wow.
It's a $30 plush Gremlin.
Wow.
Because it still had tags. You know what I mean?
Like Barlow, he collects all the
I love Barlow's
Little
house.
Mermaid
DVD
the
VHS
little ones with the there's
with
a
the
glitch
penis.
there's a penis glitch.
You know about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are only like a certain amount made, and then Disney found out about it,
and he has recalled them all.
Yeah, supposedly,
Yeah.
all of them except the ones Barlow has, because
he's got like 75 VHS copies of The Little Mermaid with the dick on the cover. Like he just every time he runs across one at a thrift store,
I found
or
one
wherever,
and gave it to him.
Really, he gave me one.
Yeah.
Like I have one in my house just because he was like, "Yeah, take one."
Yeah, I went to his house one day, man. He gave me this Darth Vader. Man, I know it has to be from the 70s or the 80s. Oh, this Darth Vader cardboard cutout is so big that I couldn't put it in my car. I had to disassemble it. We had to cut it apart.
Oh.
Yeah, cut it. Like they stuck it together with, you know what I'm saying, plaster or whatever. So we uncut the plastered part. And I had to fold it up and put it like back on my convertible.
Shout out to John Barlow. I guarantee he's not listening because he's not a tech.
Yeah,
he doesn't even have a telephone.
Way off the grid.
Wow.
Let alone, like he's very off the grid. But one of the biggest hearts, man. Like he, I don't know if you knew this. He has the largest collection of movie-related paper memorabilia on the entire East Coast.
Wow.
His collection has actually been in magazines.
Wow. I know he's written in magazines.
Yeah, his collection's been featured in magazines. He showed me the magazine where they came to his house and like talked about a bunch of the different stuff.
This guy has an article as it published in Playboy.
Yeah.
He wrote it.
He's got like you walk into his house, he's got just autographs from all these different types. He's got this. I told him when he dies, I'm going to break into his house and steal it. You know that scene in the original Planet of the Apes where Charlton Heston and the cave girl are on the horse riding along the beach away from the monkeys, away from the apes on horses?
He has that still?
He's got a photograph. It's probably about the size of that cat picture, but it's autographed by Charlton Heston and the actress.
Whoa.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
He was like, nobody's ever getting that. Ever. He just collects.
Charlton Heston, boy.
He gave me... I have the original reel for the trailer of Temple of Doom and the original Terminator. The reels of the trailers. Wow. He would go to theaters back in the day, like, and just take stuff. They would just give him like.
Yeah, we don't need it.
Yeah, like nobody would think that it would eventually become valuable and worth money. And every time he comes to the venue, he's got a new gift for me of something Star Wars related.
Passing out journals.
Yeah, giving out. He's just a good man.
Wow.
He's a weirdo, but I love him for it.
Aren't we all?
That's probably how I'm going
to
end up living, man. That or a cat lady, you know.
Yeah, I'd be.
Equivalent of a cat
I don't think
lady.
I couldn't be a cat person.
But he's
I can see myself having a lot of odd animals. I'll be that dude that's got like a pet goat.
I'm cool with the books,
like
man.
A piglets.
I'd be like Barlow.
He's got a lot of books, VHS tapes.
Tapes.
He's built shelves into his entire house.
Wow.
Because there's just stuff everywhere. He jokes around. He's like, I feel sorry for whoever has to clean this up when I die. And then he laughs and shit. He's crazy.
Yeah.
So I guess back to what you do for your craft. How do you feel your impact has been on the local scene as an artist?
How has the scene impacted you?
Both questions.
I don't know. Like, you have to have your own lane, you know. Shout out to one of the people that I aspire after, and he's made it to Button Poetry and everything. He's not local. His name is Tony McPherson. He's really, really big in the slam scene. A lot of my poets know him. But, you know, we tend to share each other's posts or like each other's posts or speaking back and forth. And one day he was just like, so the guy asked me, what can I do for slam? And I was like, no, it was like, what can slam do for you? And he was like, no, what can I do for slam? You know what I mean? Like, you do influence people. Like how you said, your energy, the words that you say and use, they do influence people. So whatever worth it is, whether it be high or low, hope that it's in the good, and maybe it can, like, you know, just show somebody a different way to do it. Not necessarily influential, because I shave off a piece of each and every one of you guys. You know what I mean? Especially if we're peers in the in the writer aspect of things. Of course, you know, I take things that people say, people hear, listen to, absorb them, and you know.
I don't know who said it, but there's this quote I like. I am the sum total of everyone I've encountered.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I think that's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it works both ways, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Did I answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
You answered how you wanted it to, so that's an answer.
Thank you.
That's the way I see it. So what? So we know you as a performing artist. What led you to doing your book?
The book. Let's see.
We all want to be immortal. You can't spit
No.
into a mic when you're dead, man. People can't hear you.
I remember that.
Yo,
when he said that, I was like, But no, I think I really found out. Like I went back in time and saw how it was with. I guess the first people to try to get books together were, you know what I'm saying, the first people that came to the scribes were probably religious people, you know, trying to get that Bible done up, or like, you know, other stuff, other things that would need to be mass produced. But before that, the guys with the press, they made this press because they were tired of carrying all these damn papers.
Mm-hmm.
Think about a person who lives in Newport News, whose thing that they love to do is usually in Norfolk or Virginia Beach, or at least a drive out of Newport News. And the piece is like, I might want to do this one. No, I want to do this one. No, I want to do this one. So now I'm walking around with 3 pieces like folded up in my pocket. And these people, they didn't like make a print press. They were tired of carrying around all these damn parchments, and all this stuff. And they're like, man, we're gonna bind this stuff together.
All these freaking quills.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Rolls and rolls and rolls all in the bag. You know what I mean? No. Someone was like, man, let's put this shit in the book. And then the print press is the idea that came after that. So there's just a whole bunch of stuff that, you know, pieces that, a lot of rejection pieces, honestly. Rejection letters, man. I mean, whew.
From trying to get stuff published outside of it.
You know how it goes.
It's a numbers game, man. Like, I used to take it mad personal. And then it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to just stop sending my shit in to people.
Started
trying to
getting
see it
weird,
published.
like...
yeah, I don't think I've ever tried to do that.
Obsessive. Like, you know, like weird, not like a kinky thing, but I would like, yeah, like it would kind of turn me on reading the rejection letter.
Really?
After the
Not me.
After the multiple
We have a
20th
caller?
one, yeah.
You have a caller?
It was real sweet. It was like an accomplishment thing, a challenge. We have a
All
caller?
right. Caller, go ahead. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is ESEAYAES calling from my motherfucking car.
Is that the thing for tonight?
Yeah, people calling from the
Wolfpack,
whip.
baby?
Wolfpack calling from the whip.
Yeah, Wolfpack calling from the whip, baby. Virginia Beach in the house. Yo,
Hey.
what up, Bane? What up,
baby?
Chocolate Milk? And what up, Waffles?
What's up, man?
What up, though?
Nah, shit. Yo.
Trump supporters be like, I know which one chocolate milk is.
Yeah.
Damn right.
I
You know
got
what
him.
I mean? For
What do you
sure.
mean?
Yo,
That's not the right answer.
I got a question from my man Bane right now.
Shoot.
All right.
All right, so boom, check it out. Who from the comic dimension, as in like, you know, superheroes and all that shit, who do you think would be the most fitting president for this era?
Okay.
Ooh, I got an answer
Give
for
me,
that shit, too.
give me about 10 seconds.
Let me say like president and vice president.
Oh.
Can it be like a dictatorship, or does it have to be like everyone like?
I mean,
somebody-
like however
what kind of
you feel,
president
like
do you want?
who would be best to get in America like truly how it should be and shit.
I mean, you guys are voting for Trump. You know what I mean? Like, we can
Nobody
put
say that.
we can put Victor Von Doom in right now. And he
Yes!
can handle everything.
Yes.
Man, Latveria has never had any problems. Bro.
None.
He's
None.
also
Real
the only
talk.
resident, though.
Latveria has a bunch of
Nah,
people.
it's a population.
Yeah.
They don't make any noise though.
Nah.
Exactly.
You know why?
He rules with an iron fist.
Yes.
But bump.
Literally.
Metal fingers. But no, who would be the best presidential candidate from Professor X, man?
You think so? Okay,
Wow.
that's a good choice. Okay,
Wow.
I was gonna say Tony
explain
Stark.
why.
Because we don't need the defense system anymore. You can just like take all like all the NORAD money and all that stuff, man. We can just like blow that. Like, we don't need it. Like Professor X, what are the Koreans doing?
Get in
All right,
Cerebus.
we got it.
Like,
and
put him in
he would
Cerebus.
put it to like
Yeah.
schools and shit because he is like the dean, right?
Yeah, we already go over the bar, so why not go all the way? You know, like we
Right.
get mad when people have like spy spy ambitions, but we fly shit over people's countries and take pictures every day. So you know,
You're doing it right the fuck now.
right the fuck now. So just get Professor X to scan everybody up.
I'm with that, and he's a good guy too, so that's cool.
Yeah, make America great again.
Word.
Vote for Professor X.
Yes.
What about what about your vice president?
Vice president, and you got to balance it out. So I'm gonna go with Storm because she's powerful and she's royalty.
Woo! Hell yeah, Professor X and Storm. Yo, I'm with that. What's her real name? Does she got like a real name? I don't know if she could be like Xavier and Storm and shit. Like, how would that work?
It's Aurora.
Yeah, Aurora.
Xavier, Aurora, 2016.
Aurora.
Woo! You know how dope that shit sounds?
And she's already a first lady. Hello, Wakanda, baby.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
That's right.
Actually, she's trying to kill him.
Is it?
Yeah.
I haven't read any comics.
She eventually don't they end up married in one storyline?
Yeah,
though?
they end up married, and then she found out that he has a mutant dampering room, and she gets pissed.
Oh
So
shit!
her goal now is to kill Black Panther.
That's the thing about comic books, man. Like in one storyline they're married and happily ever after. In another timeline they're villains.
Comic book in ages, so there's no telling what's going on. Now.
There's this one I haven't read it, but I've heard of it. I watched this YouTube video. It was like 5 obscure Batman storylines or something. There's one where it's Bruce Wayne who gets shot in the alley.
Yeah.
And the trauma of it drives his parents so crazy that the dad becomes Batman and the mother becomes the Joker.
Yeah, that's Earth 2.
Is that what it is? Yep. And they blame each other for the death, so that's where the rivalry starts.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Oh shit! And that's the fucking. That's like another dimension of the
Earth 2.
Earth
comic
2
realm.
Flashpoint. Yeah. They actually made it. They did that into a movie. It's a if you watch Flashpoint, they actually talk about it in Flashpoint.
See, I can't
I've seen Flashpoint Paradox. I have that on DVD. I didn't catch that.
Like the multiple realms and stuff. Like, yeah, man. Like
that's where it starts to get a little confusing.
Yeah,
I'm glad Marvel doesn't really do that
stopped,
too much.
No,
yeah, they do.
Marvel does it bad.
Like I stopped with House of M. That's where I stopped.
Not as bad as DC.
No, Marvel does it bad.
DC is just.
You had 612 different Earths, man.
Woo! Fuck that.
DC did stop at 52.
I mean, yeah, but they don't get like that.
Damn.
Though. They only like reference it when they need to. You know.
Yeah.
But
Yo, we see you next week, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, that's right. You are on the round table next week.
Hey.
Damn right. What we talking about? What we talking about that time?
You'll find out when you show up. You know
the
rules.
Shit. Okay, I'm
prep.
I'm with that.
No
I'm with
prep
that. I'm gonna talk some shit.
But about these comic book presidents, though, who would be your presidential candidate?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Man, look, I really don't know much about the comic book realm, but I feel like based off of what I know, I would say Professor X because he got like a really great heart and all that. I would say Professor X, and I don't know, someone like who's older, who's like kind of like close to his age, yo. Like how about
Magneto? Just say Magneto.
How about Professor X and Iron Man. Bond.
Okay. That's who I wanted as my president, so I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony Stark is a good one.
Not only that, he's smart. You know what I mean? Like there was a point where he decided he wanted to stop making weapons for wrong reasons.
That Thanos.
Xavier Sparks, 2016. What's happening?
Thanos is like the Donald Trump of the Marvel universe.
Who is?
Thanos.
You can't put him in a presidential office, man.
Thanos. He would
what you doing, man?
All he wants is total domination.
Xavier and fucking Stark. But at the same time, Xavier aura sounding dope as fuck too. We need a black woman in charge. That'd be sweet.
And Mr. Sinister's like the Osama bin Laden.
Oh yeah.
I'm with that.
He really is.
Mr.
Nice candidates.
All right. Thank you for calling ES, and we will see you next week, brother.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Wolfpack,
y'all
baby.
enjoy yourselves.
Wolfpack.
Right.
Peace.
That's
Peace.
wow.
That was a really interesting question. You can always count on Darrell to ask. I love when he comes to Feature Sundays because he always, I can always count on him to get to
his
really ask a really thought-provoking, unique question. But they're good questions.
Yeah,
they
are.
They're not like so who are your
that
influences?
presidential candidate question still has me thinking. Like, damn.
Yeah, like for real. Who else?
How would Punisher be?
Wow. Frank Castle. Castle 2016.
What happened?
Judge Dredd.
What happened? The cop shot him. Shoot him. Yeah, like that'd be perfect. Like he'd have the ultimate best policies. Like what? You rob somebody, shoot him.
Castle Murdoch 2016.
Oh my god.
Serial rapist, shoot him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Couple pennies on a bullet, bang. Right. He'll do it himself. You don't even need like
no.
The president just
But
handled.
I think you're
6
right. I think if
executions today.
Professor X was president, I think we could get close to world peace because he can literally monitor the entire planet.
Yeah.
From Cerebro.
Told you, just hook him up in there. Hook him up.
Just plug him in and let him go.
Yeah.
Just put him on the charger and leave it be.
Heck yeah.
All right. I think on that note, we should probably take a little bit of a song break. What do you think, Justin? Kick it over to some music. You are listening to the Chocolate Milk and Waffle Show. We are here with James
What's
Bain
up, Justin?
on Radio F Radio. Again, the number to call in is 757-848-5920.
Give us a call.
Introducing my fearful horse to the dust on the cliff. I've been away, poorly forming memories.
Dream is not self, self is raw. Dream is something intangibly ever untamed. Self is so hard, self is scarred, self is flawed, self is carefully labeled and named. And when I get back from this quandary of what parts make up all that was me, the shell of this old self I rented. I do what feels right till I'm wrong, then I might feel regretfully defensive with pride. 'Cause living is choices we make with our voices, and whether we stay, run, or hide. But I've got this secret I'm keeping. It's the me I am just when I'm sleeping. The dream me who is quite contented to defy the old self I rented. In dreaming I am born, open-armed, moving freely. I am brave, I am young, I am wild. In being I am me, same as dream, just more tethered to this worldly place where I'm not always free to act so childlike. So if I stick to my instinct and make righteous choices, I'll trust in the world to provide the best circumstances for living and learning. I'll trust in the turn of the tide, and I will sleep better and deeper. I will discard the sleep that came cheaper. And while I'm not dreaming, I am loving the waking new self I'm discovering. Aha, 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 aha.
And we're back. You are listening to the Jalapeno and Chicken Leg Show on
qué?
Radio F Radio. My partner missed his cue, but that's okay.
.com!
All right.
I was giving somebody the number.
The number to call in, should you like to join the conversation, is 757-848-5920. One more time, that is 757-848-5920.
Give us a call.
While we're
Call me now.
while we're in the topic of radio information, there goes a phone call right there. But before we take that call, I'd like to draw everyone's attention to our Patreon account, where we have recently gone completely nonprofit. So you have full access to our entire archive on the Patreon, as well as on our YouTube, where you can watch all the episodes of every show on Radio Free Radio live. But for $1 a month, you can help sponsor independent local radio, and we will thank you very, very highly. All right.
If we see you, we'll hug you.
If we see you, we will hug you. It's $1.
Pay the
It's
bills.
$1. Helps pay the bills. So we got a phone call. So caller, go ahead. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
I'm in the car.
In the car.
And I'm calling from a phone.
That's ICU.
Yeah.
What up, though?
Hard dicks and airplanes. But yes, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. Go ahead with your question.
My question is, Mr. Bain, what is your favorite type of poem?
My favorite type of poem?
Yes.
She sounds so phony. Like she's intentionally being phony.
Yeah, she is. And I'm about to call her out.
sound
I'm about to call her
so
out.
fake.
Like this might
Asking
sound...
questions about poems.
Well, I mean, that was one
There
of my
you
questions.
are.
My other
No,
question.
you good,
are.
you good. I'm with you. I'm with you.
No,
I don't know. The
You mean as in
spoken word poets might not like this one, but I like form. You gotta look at when this stuff was all created. They did try to push the Shakespeare and all this stuff. Blake and the like and everything. But all these guys were writing at one time. Like you have to have something to define what's what. So I think that's where the form came from. I just have respect for form because it shows that you can get this off without being so free verse. You can get it off in the parameters of a confined space and with rules and stuff. But on the other hand, free verse is just as good. So I don't think I have answers to that question.
All right.
I like them both.
And your second question?
Oh, my second question, because I was messing with Terrell. I said, what is your favorite sexual position?
Oh, his question was so much better than mine.
That was what?
Terrell, the answer to your question?
No, that was. She sent that to me for you.
Y'all so shy and embarrassed. Doggy style. End of discussion. It's not that hard.
Okay. Well, you should have gave them to me in that order.
Did.
Let me think.
Ba-dum-bum.
It's not what she said. A lot of people might not like this one either, but missionary is missionary for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, I like it because you can see the people, you can see the person, you can see everything.
See the people.
You know what
The
I mean?
people.
Yeah.
You know
What?
I mean? You know what I mean?
Get a better view of the mirror.
You know, unless it's mirror action and you want to both watch, then doggy style would probably be better. But I like missionary because you're looking at each other. You know.
Fair enough.
That
Two
might
very
sound
interesting
cheesy.
questions from two completely different spectrums.
Of course.
I have
Look who's
one last
asking.
one.
Look who's asking the questions.
Fair enough.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
We love you.
I have one last question
Go
for
for it.
Mr. Bain.
Shoot.
What do you like to do in your spare time?
I partake in copious amounts of marijuana personally, but I don't really know. I don't really know where this is going here.
Allegedly.
Supposedly. When I'm in Colorado,
Yes.
if coppers are listening. I've been shooting all our listeners back the same questions, so I have to ask you the same three. You have time?
I do.
Shoot. What is your favorite form of poetry?
My favorite form of poetry?
Mm-hmm.
Or kind, whatever your
Kind?
question was.
Yeah, that was your question. You sent them down. They're written, so I know what the question was.
Yeah, I'm a writer. So my favorite form of poetry is probably what people know me for.
Freak, y'all.
What?
Yeah.
You do that stuff?
I know, right? It's hard to believe.
I know.
However, I am going away from that for a moment, and I have written a lot of serious stuff, which scares me. But we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful. Like, I can't do it with. I don't know. I think I'm pretty good in the sack, but I can't write it for shit. You know what I mean? And I don't know
You
how
wrote
people
one in
do
your
it.
book. I read it. You
I
wrote
don't know how
one in
people
your
do it.
book. I read it.
So
There's one in Gallimaufry. There is. I read
I
it.
mean, all right. Look, I put all the sensual pieces, like not all of them, but most of them in that book, just to quell it out. You don't want to read about you don't want to read Bane crazy stuff all the time, so you had to mix it up, But I can't get the wordplay, you guys. I watch you guys the Wet Poetry Spot and the different places, and it's just so beautiful how you can just say it verbally like that. I cannot turn that action into words. I don't know what it's a gift. It's beautiful.
Gotcha. Appreciate it.
Yes.
And what was the
Your
other
books stay
question?
in the car.
Let's see. Oh, sexual position? Yeah, I prefer missionary, but for different reasons. I don't see people, though. It's
What do you
just a
see?
person.
Chakras, energies.
Did she say just a person?
Yeah.
I feel like we missed a question.
Oh,
You guys know
spare
what?
time? My spare time, I write.
Oh.
Your spare time is your life?
In my spare time, I write.
You right. Oh,
Wow.
okay.
We had 2 back-to-back callers that are going to be part of the roundtable next week.
Oh, that is
Who?
true. You and Darrell called right before you did.
Oh.
I found out you about to be on the Chocolate Milk and Waffle show.
Yeah, she's a former guest.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your call, Isis, and we will see you next week on the
He just called
roundtable.
her ISIS.
Okie dokie.
Goddess.
Because I'm a queen.
Yeah.
Have a lovely night.
Good night.
All
Peace.
right. See you, Ip Woman.
Hip woman. She knows martial arts?
I love this community of artists, man. We're all just
Yeah, and that,
it's so chill right now. Like everybody's like, "Duh, duh, duh."
Yeah.
Our friend called. Oh, we got another
Hello.
phone call.
This is hotter than my phone.
Beautiful. Yeah, I know. We got it.
Oh, you don't want to see my call logs. You guys have beat me for the week.
I think Taz and Seven still hold the record for the most calls during an episode, though.
Caller, you there? Caller, you there?
Hello.
Yeah.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's me, Chris Swan.
Hey.
What's up?
What's going on?
What's up?
Hey, nothing. How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing good. I had a couple of questions for James. Actually, just a couple of comments.
Okay.
Let's go.
Shoot. We're right here.
Hey,
we're ready
first
when you
of all,
are.
James.
Shoot.
James, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I got you. I can hear you.
First of all, I didn't know you worked at Fort Eustis, man.
Yeah.
If I didn't know that, I worked there too. I had no idea you worked there.
yeah.
We got to get together sometime and do some lunch or something.
I'm down. Let me know.
Yeah, I'm down for that too.
Yeah.
Second, good choice for president.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think Professor X would be a good choice because, well, for number one, you know he wouldn't be racist and he'd be great on social issues.
Right.
And Storm would fix the environment. So you get you would fix two problems right there. So brilliant, brilliant choices on president. I
Those
can't
are
really
angles
talk.
I hadn't thought of.
That is an angle I haven't thought of. I just felt like she was good on policy. Being.
Yeah, I mean that was just that. When you all were talking about that, that was the first thing. That was the first person that came to my mind, especially with all the social issues that we have going on right now. So of course, Professor X is a logical choice because of what he does for mutants and everything like that. And so,
and we're Americans. Having
Professor
X as the president would just be as American as you can get. Like, think about it. Like, his hands are meddling in everything, everybody's mind. You know?
I'm still pulling for Thanos.
Well, everybody's always said that when the X-Men were written, it was during the Civil Rights movement. I'm not as well educated on.
This is true.
On comic book history. And
Xavier and Magneto are actually parallels of Martin and Malcolm.
But Stan Lee denied that.
Wouldn't you?
It just makes logical sense that
Let's keep the money.
It just makes sense that he would be a good candidate to solve a lot of the racial and social issues that are going on right now.
I think he would.
And so anyway, I just had to comment on that. I had to comment on that.
How you been, Chris?
I'm doing good. Lisa. She's at the venue right now doing the political poetry thing that's going on over there.
Poets on Politics.
Shout out to Lisa.
That Dee Dee Delaney is heading up. I think you guys all know about that, I'm sure already.
Yeah.
But
You gotta take her to dinner.
She's working on that, and so I'm here with the girls, just chilling and trying to. So anyway, it's great seeing you guys up there. I had. Speaking of comic books, okay, you might be able to answer this question, and this is going to show my ignorance because I have not yet read a comic book or a graphic novel since, and I'm showing my age right now.
Neither have I.
Since the 90s. Since the freaking 90s.
Yeah.
But
it's been
you
long for me too.
You know what comic book was my favorite in the 90s and was Lobo. And
Wolfpack, baby.
Frag, the Frag Master.
Listen, I went to Local Heroes a couple of months ago.
Oh gosh,
I was thinking,
not the new Lobo.
Yeah,
the new Lobo is good.
I asked about it, and he looked at. I mean, they looked like they didn't know what I was talking about. I felt like an old guy. I was all embarrassed.
No, Lobo should be known by any guy who works in a comic book store because.
Yeah. I mean, he just, I think I said, do they even still make that? I swear, I mean, maybe I heard him wrong or whatever, but he said that they don't make Lobo anymore.
Well,
and I was really,
they've recently, I want to say
Lobo
maybe
interlinked to the whole universal realm?
2 years ago, they redid the whole, like when they came up with the new 52s, they did some crazy thing where they revealed that the Lobo that we knew all this time, because remember at one time Lobo could clone himself?
No.
At one time Lobo had the ability to clone himself. Like if you cut his arm off, his arm would grow back, but that arm would grow an entirely new Lobo.
Really?
And at one point all the Lobos met up on his planet and just killed each other. And the Lobo that left was the Lobo that we've known all these years. Well, they try to do this little thing where this dainty fairy-looking Lobo was the real Lobo, and during the fight, he was hiding out. And so he looks like something off of Twilight. And he's the Lobo that should have been Lobo all this time. Kind of like how they did Kane was the real Peter Parker type thing. So I don't know exactly which Lobo we're going with now, but I'm hoping they're going with the main man because he was the one that they used for Injustice.
If before we get you off the phone, if they made a Lobo movie, who do you think should play him? My vote is for Danny Trejo.
Oh, heck yeah!
Isn't Danny Trejo Lobo anyways?
I mean, he might as well be. Like,
that's an interesting choice. That definitely is. I think. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense because they're both. He's got that persona. I think that would work. I think one of my favorite Lobo issues if I remember right, like I said, my memory's getting kind of hazy because it was back in the 90s. I remember just one issue where Lobo died and he went to hell, and he was so bad that Satan kicked him out of hell.
Yeah.
Did y'all? Am I imagining that?
No,
issue?
that really happened. That was Lobo Goes to Hell. That's what that was. I remember that miniseries.
I love that comic book because it was just so outrageous like that. And, but anyway, it was good talking to you guys.
Good talking to you, Chris. Thank you for calling the show.
Take her to dinner.
Happy Equinox, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Good night, bro.
All right, take care. All right, bye.
All right. Well, we are closing in on the end of our show. So before we do all that, how about you let everybody out there know where they can get Gallimard Free?
Okay, well, Gallimard Free is available with a buy button that I share on my social media all the time. If you don't see it or are not my friend on social media, you can get it from thebookpatch.com. If you just type in James Bain in book in your Google, it should work. Not Amazon, Google.
Yeah.
But thebookpatch.com, THEBOOKPATCH.com. Gallimard Free is GALLIMAUFRY. It's a French word. It kind of means like gumbo or stew. Back in the French Revolution, people were poor and stuff, so your mom might take like the last bit of hash and last bit of potatoes and peas and like stick it all together and meld it, make it like a meatloaf and leave it outside to dry and cut it up in slices and serve it to you because you're poor. Yeah. So that's what Gallimard Free is. It's like a gumbo.
Is that how the poems are?
Yeah,
kind of set up?
It's basically a food for thought type thing. The two artists that I got to do the work, shout out to Kristen Mahaffey and Malcolm Powell, they did the artwork, and when I was shopping for artists, I was like, hey, I got this idea about, alphabet soup, and I want it to be like, you're eating like food for thought, and, their ideas collectively, that's what I chose as the cover because that's kind of what it is. It's like a big meal. It's like a coffee book table. It's not intended to be read from cover to cover. I purposely didn't put page numbers in it for a reason. There are chapter breaks to help the reader out, but there are no page numbers in it because it's like a meal. You eat a little bit, you put it down, come back later.
Nice. Terrell, you got anything before we get out of here?
He actually answered the question I was going to ask before I answered it.
What was that?
What was Gallimard Free?
Yeah, what was Gallimard Free?
I think that was a question a lot of people had on their minds.
Guatemala.
Well, in the book, let's see. I stuck the definition in here. It says, where is it? Okay, Gallimard Free. A jumble, hodgepodge, confused medley. That's it.
Nice.
Confused medley. Yeah. Like a confused medley, not necessarily a train of thought, because I think they're staccato as hell how I have the table of contents, but you might find a line of thought in it, or it might, just fit for you. But they're pieces. I hold a lot of them dear to me, and I stuck them in there so they can be shared with the world.
Yeah,
they're
for sure.
$11.
Only 11
for my
bucks.
hand,
That's
and
practically free.
yeah, it's only $11. I wanted to make it practical, and thebookpatch.com, they'll need a little shipping and handling from you, so it's like $14 through them. But if you see me out
Thievery.
here, grab a copy from me. I have them in my car.
All right, that's what's
And tomorrow you will be performing at Arts Out Loud.
Yes, I will.
So you can buy copies from him there.
Hey.
Definitely.
And that is at Juice Bar Juices on Holland Road in Virginia
Juice
Beach.
Bar Juices.
3877 Holland Road. Just go through the juice bar. We are in the back chilling.
And incidentally, the young lady who did the back cover for your book is the young lady who I'm doing the Geek Film Festival with on Saturday.
See how the universe works?
I'm telling you, it's a
Word.
beautiful thing.
Word.
All right. That being said, I would like to thank everybody for listening in. I'd like to thank our ghost, our host, for being here with us this evening. Thank you so much for being here, James. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you,
with
thank
that
you.
being said, ladies and gentlemen, remember we do what we do
because we includes you.
Yeah.
Good night, Internet.